time I'll talk about a little bit about accessibility check. So what's accessibility check? This checks the document for accessibility issues, if there is some not for visually impaired people to see the document structure easier, and also for the blind to have additional metadata for them to that can help describe the document. We had this accessibility check already in LibreOffice for quite some time. The problem is that in LibreOffice we have like this in a dialog. And I think that this is now also available in Collabora Online, this dialog, which just shows the... I will talk about how it works. So the accessibility check in Collabora Online, you can see, is like inside this review. And at the last time, you can enable it at accessibility check, and you get a dialog that actually, when you already started, it will check the whole document for the accessibility issues. And there are a lot of like checks we have implemented that check various things. And so these are the checks, which are the first, it checks for the document, so that it should have the title set and also have the language set. Then it checks for the next, in the next stage, it checks for the formatting. So if you have custom formatting anywhere, you can, if you check the bold or you change the color and didn't consider styles, it will say this is a problem. Then it checks also for the background and text color contrast. So it checks what is the background and what is the text color and compares the contrast. And it has to be, I think that is defined by a standard. What is this contrast SB, and if it is too low contrast, it says, okay, you have to change the color. Then you have like some, if you are writing a document, you can sometimes make a mistake and create, for example, a header 1, and then just quickly to go to the header 3, and this is should be continuous, so 1, 2, 3, and header should be in continuous order, and then this is also checked. The hyperlink, it checks that if the hyperlink URL is the same as the name, this is a problem. You should describe the hyperlink. And alt text, so all images, all shapes that are inside the document should have an alt text set which describes what is inside the shape or image or additional objects. Of course, blinking text, this checks for the blinking text, but I don't think that it's still possible in Collabora Online or LibreOffice to set a blinking text. But if there are some older documents present, it will also check for this. Non-interactive forms, sometimes forms are created so that the user just does underscores a lot and say this is now the form where the something should be checked in or something should be written in. Of course, instead of this, you have to use the functionality of forms inside LibreOffice, not like manually do this yourself. Then there is floating text. Floating text shouldn't be present inside the document. This is warned, so if you add a text box, this should be avoided. Then also footnotes and notes should be avoided. So we check this, if there is some footnote or endnote, it checks this is, don't do this, and it works. So this is one document that I created, and it should show a lot of these issues that I was now talking about. And maybe if you go now to the future, this is how it's currently present. In the future, what we want to add is to have because now the accessibility check is just a dialog, and it's, when the user triggers it, it will do the checks. But more convenient is if this is done on fly, when the user types something and automatically checks if there is some accessibility issues inside the document. So this is now the next step that we are. I'm trying to implement, and we will check online for accessibility issues. Then next, that's not so ideal, is the better descriptions with suggestions. So again, here this is currently done. And as you can see, not all have like this go to issue buttons, where if you click on the go to issue buttons, it will show you inside the text where the issue is present. Not all buttons are currently implemented yet, so this needs to be done. And also probably to describe a little bit better how you can fix the problem, not just this is the issue and now you have to find yourself what's the solution. We need to add more relevant checks. There are still some missing, especially for the PDF UA standard. Has some additional checks we want to implement. And of course, the last is that currently this works only for the writer, and we have to implement it also something similar for other components. And this is all. Thanks.